Welcome back to the new world. It's your boy Jay, followed by my co-hosts Mal, aka Bardo, and Caleb, aka Buffy. Once again, we have more NBA news to discuss as a lot has transpired in basketball this week. Starting off with the surprising trade of Julius Randle, the end of the Giannis Bucks era, the potential departure of LeBron from the Lakers, the big contract the Wizards gave to Trae Young, and the young talents that came in this year's NBA draft, which started last night. So, we got some stuff to get into. But before me and the fellas discuss this and more basketball topics, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications to stay tuned for more content, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and drop any comment. Now, as I said before, the Timberwolves surprised everyone and traded away Julius Randle to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade which sent Randle and the Wolves' first round pick in this year's draft to Brooklyn for the 33rd pick and Mo Gay, I believe that's how you say it, as well as Brooklyn sending Nick Claxton to the Bulls. Now you might say the Wolves sent Randle for a bag of chips, and you may be right, but not a lot of people are disagreeing with this decision. However, this is not the only trade that occurred, as a bigger one took place as the Bucks sent two-time MVP and Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, as well as Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Jakonis, I might have botched that name, the 13th pick in this year's draft, who turned into Nate Amnett from Tennessee, 2 unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 33, a first-round pick swap in 2030, and a 2033 second. Miami was one of the 3 teams Giannis was willing to sign an extension to after his current contract expires. The next team in the race to get Giannis was the Celtics, who backed out after the Bucks tried getting 2 of their young talents in Baylor Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez. But, nevertheless, the Giannis trade rumors are finally over and a deal is done. So now I'm going to kick it to the fellas. Bardo, Buffy, what were your reactions to these trades that transpired this week and your thoughts on Giannis finally getting traded?
So let's start with the big one first, that being the Giannis trade. I want to give a congratulations to Pat Riley for finally getting the star, finally getting it done. I know that on this platform, a few people that I'm very close with, they've been on Pat Riley's ass very, very harshly due to him not being able to get things done. He even
Deservedly
acknowledged,
so.
okay, he even acknowledged that he was washed, which I don't think that Pat Riley really knows what that term means, but you can say that he was washed. But I do think a lot of it has to do with them not being unwilling to come up off of players that they develop, like the Tyler Heroes of the world. And it's like, dude, we know what Tyler Hero is at this point. Let's just go ahead and ship him. The only untouchable was Bam, and that makes sense. But those assets, they had to go. And I don't think that this Miami Heat team is a championship winning team. I just don't think that that is the case. I have heard, I think majority, the common consensus is that this is not a championship winning team, but you have heard a few people that have stated that they can potentially make something shake. I don't see that happening at all. I think they have about $18 million that they can utilize in cap space to get some additional pieces and fill out the roster. I I just don't really know who they're going to acquire. They're probably going to lose Norman Powell, which my brothers they don't think that that's really missing a whole lot. But they're probably going to lose Norman Powell. I don't really know who else they're going to fill out that roster. They have Davion Mitchell as of now, just going to be their starting point guard. That shit is not going to get it done. But I do think that the defense is going to be very formidable in the interior. And due to the fact that the Eastern Conference is not the Western Conference, they have some ability. I think it really just comes down to how great is Giannis right now. I did hear some, I thought were rather idiotic hot takes that people were trying to get off. Like, I think Kendrick Perkins said that Giannis can't be the number one scoring option on a championship winning team. People just trying to get their hot takes off. And I thought that take was rather stupid, because if you're assessing Giannis not being able to get it done and win a championship since 2021, you have to assess based on team. And you also have to look at, for you to say that, I think it's different of saying he's not going to win a championship with the Miami Heat and saying that he can't be the number one scoring option. Like, I think that's rather ridiculous. Somebody that's an average 30 and 12 guy, that's a number one option, scoring option to win a championship. This is the same guy, we could have made that same argument for guys like Jalen Brunson and those types of people. So I don't really know what he means by that. Giannis is still a great player, but does that mean he's going to win a championship? No. Is the expectation to win a championship? Yes, but I don't think that that's going to happen. Just due to the fact of I just don't see in the interim them being able to acquire any valuable assets they can put around him and Bam. I think that they should be competitive, and I will like to see because I think that when it comes to the Eastern Conference, you get these guys in a postseason. I don't really know how things are going to turn out because it's not a clear cut best team. People are going to start to dick ride the New York Knicks. I'm not going to do that. I think that they're a good team. They still got some decisions that they need to make about what they're going to do with Cat long term. They also have some pieces there that could probably end up leaving to go get another bag. So I'm not going to be one of those people that says, oh, yeah, the New York Knicks, they're going to be the next dynasty. I don't think anybody is saying that. But there are no teams in the Eastern Conference that are like that. Boston Celtics looks like they're going to be getting rid of Jaylen Brown very, very soon. So I do think that the Miami Heat, they can be competitive. In the Eastern Conference, if you're competitive, you pretty much got a shot to make a deep run. We saw what happened with Indiana, who they will be back with Tyrese Halliburton coming back from injury this next season. So we shall see, man. I'm happy that Giannis was able to go to a destination that he wanted to go to. I'm also happy that the Boston Celtics didn't get him because I don't like how, first of all, I just don't like the Boston Celtics franchise that much. And I also just don't like the way that they've been handling Jaylen Brown. I just think that a lot of it is lame, and people just expect that Jaylen Brown should just get over it of always having his name in trade talks. And it's like anybody else that's in that situation where somebody is like, you know what? I'm thinking about leaving you to go to a better. Like basically, it's like this: if you're in a relationship and your girl is always comparing you to other guys and saying that she's gonna leave you for other guys, but she never does. Are you gonna tolerate that? It's literally the same thing. People are telling Jaylen Brown that he just needs to put his big boy pants on and go to work every day, which he has done. But they think that he's supposed to forget about that. Because my biggest thing is I can always be a professional and take my ass to work and do my job. But stop telling me like Brad Stevens. Oh man, Jaylen Brown, you're such a big part of what we're doing. Shut the fuck up, Brad Stevens. That shit like really made me mad and irritated me because it's like niggas be filibustering saying all of these words that have no meaning. Like no meaning. You're trying to shop me right now as we speak. Stop telling me I'm a part of your plans. But that's probably going to be another conversation. So I'm gonna wait on that. But just wanted to bring that up because these were the two teams, Miami and Boston, that were in the mix, and I'm glad that Giannis ended up going to Miami instead of the Celtics. I don't really care. I've already mentioned this. I really don't care what Giannis does because he kind of irritated me with his nonchalant behavior and wishy-washy, saying, "Oh, I want to be here." Not saying he doesn't want to be here. So I basically said that whatever happens to Giannis' career is what it is. I'm not really gonna be too gung ho about it, but I am glad that he went to Miami. I think it's more interesting than him going to Boston and bailing out that weak ass organization that they just always playing politics, in my opinion. But hopefully Jaylen Brown can get up out of there though, go to a team that he wants to. And that's another thing. People say that Jaylen Brown should just put up with whatever the Boston Celtics decide to do with him. And if they were to trade him to Milwaukee, he's supposed to be happy with that too because he wants his own team. But we never heard Jaylen Brown say he wants to go to Milwaukee. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wants to go to a good team. So that's a conversation maybe for today. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna kick it off to y'all. I don't really feel that strongly about this Giannis move. I think it's cool.
Yeah. um. Well, first, before we get into Giannis move, I want to get into the Julius Randle because Jay did bring that up, and it's gonna be really short because that was really more of a salary dump. Julius Randle as a player on the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was not getting it done, especially the postseason. Now he did have a good run last season in 2025, where he showed out in a couple postseason games, and in my opinion was probably the best player in the first two rounds. But this postseason, it was another drop off, which is what we expect from Julius Randle. And it was a bad drop off. I think he shot in the 30 some percent, which as a power forward is terrible. So, more of a salary dump, and I kind of don't like how they got. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I've been kind of high on them because I think they're going to win a championship in the next 2 to 3 years tops. But the contract move of Io, how you pronounce his last name? Desamu? Desamu,
Yeah.
is that how you pronounce?
Desumu.
Desumu, yeah. I didn't like that contract, and I don't want to hate on him, but I'm going to be that guy. And he really just got that contract because of the Jokic drop defense. I'm just gonna keep it a beam, bro. Like he got it. He got his money because he was frying Nikola Jokic in the pick and roll. I like that's pretty much how it is. Like I don't think he's a great player, and he definitely did show that in like other rounds of the series. But anyways, that's my whole spill on that. I think it was a good contract and payroll move to definitely get off of Julius Randle. Now going into the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation. I think this one is interesting. I am not really moved by the trade. I do think Miami had to give up a lot, and I think that a lot of people, when they're looking back on the trade and they're looking to see what assets Miami still has, it's very very thin. I mean, they got rid of Tyler Hero, which we already knew like he was gone. Kyler Ware, who was their best asset in the trade, in my opinion, he's gone. Jaime Jaquez, he was supposed to have won Six Man of the Year, but they ended up giving it to Keldon Johnson. I mean, I don't want to get into a whole tangent about that, but yeah, like they gave away three good players and contracts of those players. You also got to take into account and also like those draft picks. So it was a lot that they gave up for Giannis. I do think Giannis fits well with Bam. Very, very interested to see how the spacing is on the team because you got a lot of guys who can't shoot. Noah Powell, as Barnes already alluded to, is on his way out. And I'm happy as hell he's on his way out because I don't think he's a winning player. That's just me, though. But, yeah, I do think they're in need of a guard. There's been talks of Klay Thompson. I don't know how serious those talks are. But Klay Thompson's always floating around with like any of these like watch teams. Klay Thompson's name is like always in here, so I'm not surprised. But if he gets shipped to his team, it's not surprising me. But yeah, Davion Mitchell as a starting point guard definitely scares me. I think he's dead as is like a number two backup. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just what he is. So if they have any championship aspirations for next season, I would definitely halt them. I know there's going to be a lot of expectations set onto them because of, the addition of Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I just don't think they're that good of a team. And going to the Milwaukee Bucks is going to be looking scary. I know they're essentially going to they're going to move Tyler Hero, but I don't know how that's going to go. But he's already been in trade rumors. So if I'm Milwaukee, I'm trying to get as many picks as I can. Because, I mean, sky's the limit. We're not going to be good for 5 to 10 years. Or I'd say 5 years. I wouldn't say 10 years. But, for 5 years, we're not going to be good. So, get as many picks as you can. Definitely develop those young guys. And coaching, because I thought that was one of the biggest issues in the latter half of Giannis's run in Milwaukee was the coaching. I think it was 2023. No. It was 2024. Wait, well, no, it was one of those years. I can't remember. Because 2023, they had the number one seed. It may have been the year after, where Giannis got his head coach fired and a lot of people were, blaming the head coach. I was like, dude, this is really on Giannis. Like Giannis fucked up the whole year and basically started bitching. He started bitching in game 1 of that season. So I was like, okay, man, this shit is like Giannis Antetokounmpo is not serious. And I definitely didn't like the passive aggressive shit. I'm definitely glad that this whole saga is over with because this saga's been going on for so long. I've been hearing people talk about Shams. Shams, like, where's the big drop? And it's like, what do people want Shams to do? I mean, like, nothing's happened. These teams have been conversing with each other, and I said it was going to be Miami to get Giannis. I want to say a couple months ago. And these teams have been conversing for the longest, and no deals have been done. And people are hopping on Shams' ass for not announcing this trade. I just, made no sense to me. But overall, those are my thoughts on the Giannis situation and the Julius Randle situation. So I'll pass it over to Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quick on the Julius Randle situation. I think it was the right move. I think it's kind of hilarious that they really just threw a first round pick in there and said, "Man, here you go. We don't need him no more." But yeah, it was definitely the right move. I mean, Julius Randle, we've seen his past transactions, his past postseasons, especially with the Knicks and Timberwolves. He did have that first and second round where he helped take down the Lakers. He showed out. He's really the reason they won that series. But this year, I mean, this postseason, he looked bad. A lot of that ISO ball has just got to go, man. Like, even just, you take that type of style of basketball somewhere else. Especially as what Buffy was saying with this team having, championship aspirations. And you better hope that they get there because, we've seen a lot of the comparisons of, Minnesota having stars. When they leave, they win championships. So Hey, Minnesota better hope they get a championship before Anthony Edwards might have to be forced to leave at some point. But nonetheless, let's go and get to the Bucks trade. About time. Like Braun said, it's about damn time. Finally, Giannis, he finally left the Bucks. I don't have to hear any more trade rumors coming from Wendy no more. All that stuff about, I want to stay in Milwaukee, but I'm okay with leaving the Bucks. Like, I don't have to hear any of that no more. Also, hats off to Pat Riley for finally getting something done because he was looking like a fake demon for a long time. He was definitely looking washed for a long time, but he definitely got it done, and he definitely had to, you know, get rid of a lot of folks to do so, which is expected. I mean, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, but yeah, I mean, this team at best, looking at the roster on paper, they just look like a play-in team at best. At best for seeding, they could probably be a 6 seed, maybe at best. I'm being generous, but yeah, I mean, with this roster, Bam is basically your second option. Norman Powell, I doubt he stays. I don't really see Norman Powell staying. And I'm okay with that because there's no way you're an all-star and you get benched in the second period of the NBA season. I still don't know what that was about. But yeah, that. And I mean, they don't really have, much talent to really get to a championship. The only way that they probably could is you hope that, Giannis has like a Jimmy Butler type of run and, those guys just show up in the playoffs and, they can get it done. But we haven't even seen Giannis be fully healthy in the playoff series in a minute. And even when he won the championship, he was hurt, the Eastern Conference Finals. So he hasn't been healthy in the playoffs in a minute. He's only won one playoff series since that final. So, his stats are showing me that it might look like he's just gonna be having another Bucks roster, except it's just in a better place. Now he's in South Beach, nice living area with no state income tax. So I guess it's good for you, bro. But man, honestly, the Bucks they got really nice pieces. Khalil Ware, I really like Khalil Ware. I don't know what Eric Spoelstra was doing with bro. I felt he was really disrespecting him. He was basically treating, Khalil Ware how Steve Kerr was treating Jonathan Kuminga. He was playing with his minutes for whatever reason. They also got hometown hero Tyler Hero from Milwaukee. They got Jaime Jaquez Jr., who I think should have won Sixth Man of the Year instead of, Mr. Charity Case Keldon Johnson. As well as, they got Ryan Rollins and, they just got Nate Amner in a draft. So Milwaukee, they definitely have a lot of nice young pieces. And they have Taylor Jenkins as their head coach. He used to coach the Grizzlies. He's a really good head coach. So that'd be nice to see how Milwaukee can turn out. I also hope that, those other two Antetokounmpo brothers know that they're no longer on the roster. Thanasis, Alex, your time is done. Giannis can't save you no more. You're gone. But yeah, I definitely think the Bucks won this trade. I don't really think we have to wait to see, who goes further. But they definitely won this trade. So far, they definitely got nice younger pieces. And Giannis, I hope he's happy. Like Bardo said, it's about time we stop hearing it. But yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this Miami roster. I don't really know how much that it leaps him forward to a championship. I think in the projections, they got Miami top 5 in the betting odds to win a championship. I don't know where they got that from, but yeah, I think they're top 5. I think they're number 5. So, I mean, we shall see what that's about. But yeah, we can kind of talk about, Jaylen Brown in Boston because, I mean, the man just won a finals MVP and, well, not just won it, but he won a finals MVP and, they've been shopping him around for a minute. And yeah, like Bardo was saying, they just basically said, hey man, accept your fate and just, make sure you show up and do your job because he has been doing that. And, of course, recently he's been going on with the streaming stuff, but that hasn't been really that much of a problem. But yeah, man, I mean, that just basically told Jaylen Brown to make sure you do your job. And if you get traded or if you're not, just go ahead and accept it. And I think that's kind of lame. I mean, the brother he hasn't really done anything wrong in this organization. And he's kind of been getting treated like, I don't want to say treated like dirt, but he kind of has because he's always been in trade talks. Now, he has been in trade talks for a lot of great players, but still, like, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum has worked. But according to Windhorse and Shams, apparently he might be traded by next week. So, I mean, we shall see how that is. I really don't know if Jaylen Brown will want to stay with Boston much longer after his contract is up. I think he's got 3 years left on his contract. I don't know if he really want to stay much longer because at some point I'd be tired of hearing, "Hey man, we might be trading you, and if we don't, just you'll be all right." And then the cycle just repeats again. So, yeah, man, that's my take on that.
So Jaylen Brown, he's up for a 2-year extension this year. Boston Celtics, you're doing all of this talking, telling me how I'm a part of the plan, and put your money where your mouth is. And if you really value me the way that you say that you value me, give me this 2-year extension. Give me that. Other than that, though, I think that the media coverage surrounding Jaylen Brown has been disgusting, and I want to really focus on a lot of those frauds out there that were having a problem with the streaming shit. I need y'all to shut the hell up because this is what's really going on with Jaylen Brown. What's really going on is that anybody that has a problem with Jaylen Brown streaming and thinks that him streaming is an issue, like I heard Kendrick Perkins talking about how he's talked to some ex-players with, nigga, we already know the niggas that you're talking about. You talking about Kevin Garnett, you talking about the niggas from the 2008 roster. You talking about the same group of guys. That's your inner circle, that's your retinue. Stop trying to make it seem like you got this deep group of contacts from the NBA. No, nigga, you're only talking about one group of guys. You're only talking about them group of guys. So who have been saying that, yeah, if Jaylen Brown was streaming while he was on my team, it'd be a problem. Kendrick Perkins, dog, you were a bum. You couldn't say anything to a Jaylen Brown. Like, Kendrick Perkins, these niggas be talking like they are just so, they have revisionist history. They got short to long-term memory loss. Like, dude, you were a bum. Your job was to set screens and guard the post. That was it. You were like a 2 to 3 point per game. You wouldn't have been able to have a convo with Jaylen Brown, so you weren't gonna say anything. Second of all, the media personalities like the Stephen A. Smiths that have a problem with Jaylen Brown streaming, it's because these niggas are scared. They're scared of the NBA player taking this autonomy to say what they want to say and voice their opinion, because everybody understands that if you don't do that, then the media, you give all the power to the media to control the narrative. Stephen A. always talks about guys like LeBron controlling the narrative. We got to control the narrative because we damn sure ain't going to let you control the narrative. Because you're going to base your take and base how you feel about somebody based on if they give you an interview or not. Every time he's talking about Jaylen Brown and he's saying all of this tough shit, Stephen A. Smith is like a mob boss. He's like, "Oh, but you're always welcome on my podcast. You're always welcome for an interview." It's lame. So what's happening is there's no problem whatsoever with Jaylen Brown with the streaming, because if you guys are talking, why Jason Tatum hasn't been on your streaming, all this extra shit, y'all have been the same since these guys have came into the league together. You guys have continued to say that they should be broken up. They won a championship and proved y'all dumbasses wrong, and you're still coming out there and saying that, oh man, Jaylen Brown, he really wants his, and maybe he does. I think it has a lot more to do with the media coverage and with being involved in the trade talks than him having a problem with Jason Tatum. I don't think he has a problem with Jason Tatum. I think he has a problem with this weak-ass organization who these players, in my opinion, are comparable. Even if you want to say Tatum is better, when Tatum was, prior to the injury, I would also say that he was better. But they're clearly comparable. Jaylen Brown's looking at it like, I've done this. I have these accolades. I am the only one that's in the trade talks. This guy has not been in the trade talks. And the media is telling me that we need to be broken up and I need to have my own team. So you're getting conflicting pieces of information from all sides. If I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm kind of sick of it from the standpoint of it's the fake love. You're telling me that you love me, but you always put my name in trade talks. If we've shown, because this is what I got from Jaylen Brown being involved in these trade talks. I think Brian Windhorst stated it. The Boston Celtics, they just don't think that they're good enough. For whatever reason, they don't think that they're good enough to win a championship. They don't think that they're better than the New York Knicks. They don't think that they can compete. So they think it's time to blow it up. And so what they're saying is Jaylen Brown is our most valuable asset. So we have to move on from him in order to get some value back. think that that's what's going on from, what I've been able to look at, my observation. It has nothing to do with him streaming. It has nothing to do with him talking, and people are saying he talks too much. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that he was a top MVP candidate. This team won 60 plus games. He's the most valuable asset. He's the most valuable commodity that they can move. They cannot move from Jason Tatum, in my opinion, for one, because he is the face of the franchise, and two, because of his injury history. His value is just not as high as a Jaylen Brown is right now. So I think when you put all of those things into the fold, we're getting what we're getting with these trade talks. But I don't like the demonization of Jaylen Brown. I think that is whack, and I've never been one of those to say, oh, it's because Jaylen Brown is woke. I think that shit is stupid. I don't think him being woke has anything to do with it. But I do think it has a little bit to do with him not wanting to conform to the media. And you can say that that's being woke. I just view it as you got to play politics with these lame ass media personalities. And as soon as you say we don't need you and we can do this shit on our own, then they turn on you. And like I said, if you want to call that being woke, you can. I don't really think so. I just think it's, niggas taking ownership and trying to control the narrative themselves, because I wouldn't, use that same type of language for LeBron, but that's basically what's happened. Like, LeBron doesn't want to give Stephen A. Smith an interview, so it's always blast, beratement. And when I choose not to acknowledge you, it's still beratement. And when I choose to acknowledge you, it's still beratement because you don't like me. I think the same thing is happening with Jaylen Brown, especially once he said the F Stephen A, F Stephen B, Stephen C. I think that pretty much, put the number on the head. Like, Stephen A. Smith is going to be going after Jaylen Brown forever, because the trade didn't even happen, and they're still talking about Jaylen Brown. This is because of you. This is because of, you blowing the 3-1 lead. And yeah, Jaylen Brown did blow a 3-1 lead. He did lead the team, but I could make a legitimate argument that Tatum coming back affected the mojo and what Jaylen Brown had and how that team was playing. I can make a legitimate argument because they were trying to reintegrate Tatum not only into the lineup, but just into the offense and how they played. You can make a legitimate argument about that. Because I can make that argument that Tatum should just sat his ass down for the whole season instead of trying to come back. And people can cast their aspersions on why Tatum chose to come back, but he, for some reason, felt like he needed to come back in that season. Maybe it was to help them win a championship, or maybe it was to prove that he's back and to take over his team. Whatever. But I feel like that kind of fucked up the flow of the team and what they had going on. I still had them winning that series, and they lost that series, but that was my takeaway on what happened with the season and what Jaylen Brown encountered. But I don't think that we need to continue to demonize and berate Jaylen Brown because he chooses to stream, and we're going to hold all of his statements against him. And that 2008 team that Kendrick Perkins is always talking to and communicating with, I like some of the things that Kevin Garnett says, like when he called out Wemby for being a fake demon. But these niggas, they act like they were a dynasty and they were not. I just have to say this. Like, they act like they won 3-4 championships and they did not. Y'all won one championship. One. And as soon as Bron and them boys, because y'all just bullying and beating up on Bron and, quadruple teaming him, as soon as he got on the roster with some actual help, y'all were done. Finished. So I'm tired of y'all niggas talking like y'all were the, Kobe, Shaq, Lakers, because y'all weren't. So I just wanted to say that. But anytime I hear, oh man, Celtics legends, who gives a fuck what Celtics legends are talking about? Because the only time they talk about, you're not talking about like Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and these guys. You're talking about the 2018. That's the only group you're talking about. Do y'all think that Kendrick Perkins is really on the phone with Larry Bird talking about, yeah, we don't really like what Jaylen Brown is doing? No, he's not. He's not. He's only talking about that 2018. We don't give a fuck about what the niggas are talking about. They're not relevant. I'm sorry. Kevin Garnett, all-time great player, but miss me with that shit, man. Because if I was a current player, and they had a problem with me voicing how I feel on my own platform, my own podcast, bruh, I mean, I have a lot more harsher words for that, but I'm just going to leave it at that. But no problem at all with what Jaylen Brown has done. Brad Stevens is a fraud. I can't respect him ever since how they poorly handled that Ime Udoka situation. And he went to the press conference, him and that Whit Grossbeck nigga, and they was talking about, they was like, oh yeah, I got some notes right here, and I'm just gonna refer to the notes. But if you read the notes, you wouldn't even really get anything from the notes. So why we having a press conference then? I'm still hot about that shit. So I just don't like the Celtics organization. I think that they're frauds, and they need to free my nigga Jaylen Brown, man. Free JB, man.
Hold on, let me get in it real quick. So I do want to provide some clarification because I do think clarification is always needed. The Boston Celtics are not good enough like now. As constructed, they're not good enough. And many people think it's Jaylen Brown. I don't think the biggest issue is Jaylen Brown necessarily. I do think a Jaylen Brown led team is not a good formula to win a championship. And I do think the podcasting stuff that people have been getting onto him. I actually don't even have a problem with podcasting, but my thing is like, and I can kind of see media analysts like thinking of it. Do you see any other previous champion and like Finals MVP with a podcast? And it's like, no, you really don't. Like, it's something that you see niggas like Draymond Green have, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but last year we actually needed Jaylen Brown to actually be the number one on the team and actually beat a 7 seed team, and they end up losing. Now, were the Philadelphia Sixers actual 7 seed team? No, obviously not. When they got Joel Embiid, those niggas were dead ass like a 3 to 4 seed level team. But still, they end up losing. So, you know, and I do think Jason Tatum definitely probably hurt their I don't want to say morale, but like kind of I don't want to say chemistry either. But him coming in there definitely did take a little off on Jaylen Brown and kind of you know like Jaylen Brown was having an all time season in his standards, and once Tatum came back, his numbers definitely dipped. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the Boston Celtics are as currently constructed. Like, I don't think they can win a championship, and I do think potentially, man, like Jaylen Brown, they might have to move off on him, man. He was a great player, Finals MVP, Eastern Conference MVP, but yeah, man, I just think those days, man, of like, him and Tatum. I mean, I think they're dwindling, man, and I think, uh, I do think it's a lot of people beefing with his personality because Jaylen Brown has a definite his personality is very much like akin to like if he feels some type of way he's gonna voice it, and not many people actually do that. Like a lot of people like star players they sugarcoat a lot of shit. Like just think of shit that Steph Curry and LeBron James says all the time, like in post game interviews. So I do think it's very very intriguing how Jaylen Brown's personality is. It doesn't really mesh with a lot of what the media and most fans would commonly see as star behavior. So I do think that has something to do with the issue. But overall, I just don't think this team is as currently constructed as great as what we thought they were. And I was kind of expecting some of this, when they lost guys like Porzingis and Holiday at the end of last season. And last season, they kind of had a drop in performance from that 2024 season. So, I mean, it's definitely natural. I do think I'm not quite sure who Boston will actually want in place of Jaylen Brown. Honestly, I think that's the big issue because I do think the whole Jaylen Brown trade package thing. I know they're going to trade package him, in the following days, but I do think that was really just set up for Giannis, and they definitely missed out on getting Giannis. And I do think Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Boston Celtics would definitely move me more than the Miami Heat because I don't think the Boston Celtics will have to give as much because they have so much talent. But I do think at the crux of it that their play style is why they're not going to win another championship anytime soon. Like that whole chucking up threes when we're not making it's too Mike D'Antoni 2018 Rockets to me. And like I don't think any team will win a championship like that. And it really hasn't happened. I think like the 2024 Celtics were literally the outlier of that, and they didn't even shoot well in the NBA Finals. So yeah, things are over. Unfortunately, Jaylen Brown had a great run. He's Jersey's gonna be honestly the Boston Celtics. They getting too many niggas jerseys retired, man. Like they gotta like refresh or something like that, man, because they getting close to it, bro. But yeah, Jaylen Brown had a great run. All time great player, but things have to come to an end, and yeah, the front office is cheeky. Like that's one thing I will say about Brad Stevens, and that was Brad Stevens' like big kind of like black stain, like when he was a coach, was that like he was non-confrontational, very passive aggressive. Especially on that 2019 Boston Celtics team when they actually needed a lot of coaching. And came in Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka definitely set some things straight as far as mentality wise in that locker room, but they didn't really have. Ime Udoka wasn't really the greatest like playbook coach, and I do think Missoula is a good blend of the playbook and actual coaching the guys on the roster. So yeah, I think it's over, man. Unfortunately, they had a good run. I know the guys on the podcast would be like, "Hey, man, Boston might end up in the finals again." I don't know if I see that, man, but who never like who knows? They could spin Jaylen Brown into a beastly blockbuster deal, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and continue into the NBA offseason once again as we have buzz surrounding LeBron. And if this is his last season in the purple and yellow, they're not gold anymore. As Bron's contract expired this year, the talk was
Wait, they're not?
Man, that stuff
Nah, they're
hasn't
not
been
gold no
gold
more.
in a minute.
Yeah, they're not gold no more. It's kind of unfortunate because the gold jerseys were like. I do feel like the Lakers jerseys, they change them kind of like they make like slight changes every year, and to me, like I love like the 2020 jerseys. I don't think they're ever gonna get back to those 2020 jerseys. Like, and I'm not even talking about like the black ones, like the Kobe jerseys, but just I don't know, man, just like the side stripes and the color, like yeah, man, they never get those heights, but
And you go back to the basics, man. Go back to the good stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, the LeBron's contract expires this year, and the talk was of how much he would get paid. Now, due to his play in the playoffs while being without Luka and Austin Reeves for a while, he was playing as his usual self per usual. So, him and his clutch sport camp felt anything less than a max contract would be a slap in the face to Bron for his contributions to the Lakers. And Pelinka basically said, I don't care about all that. And he prioritized Austin Reeves, who they just gave this morning a 4-year, $185 million contract. So, now the rumors have spread on if Bron has given more thought to departing or retiring. Now, as I just said, as you just heard, Austin Reeves got a 4-year, $185 million contract. And you probably raised the eyebrow. And you might just do so again as the Wizards gave Trae Young a 4-year, $212 million contract. Now, fellas, do you like any of these new contracts? And what do we think Bron will be doing going into his 24th NBA season?
Well, I think something that people have to understand is that free agency is not what it used to be anymore. Adam Silver, the way that they've constructed the league and salary cap and manipulation and kind of what you can do, we're not really going to see these big. First of all, most of the great players in the NBA, they're not even getting to the standpoint of where they can be an unrestricted free agent and they can just decide to, get up and go to whatever team they want to. And LeBron is in that situation where he is an unrestricted free agent, but none of these teams really have the salary cap to give him a max deal, which we understand is the problem and what he wants. He wants max money. I think what LeBron James needs to factor in, he has to take into account, and a lot of people have stated this, is LeBron has to just figure out what does he really want to do. Does he want to win another championship? Or there's 3 avenues. Either he wants to win another championship, he wants to get that 5th ring, or he wants the most money, max money, or he really loves basketball and just wants to keep playing. And that can probably also go into the first bucket, but I don't really think that LeBron is as passionate about basketball as he used to be. So I really think it's just the first 2 options. So are you trying to win a championship? And if you're trying to win a championship, then that's where you have to consider, taking the men, which is about like $15 million. Like, that's just going to be what it be. And do I see LeBron really doing that? No, I mean, this is like one of the most cheapest professional athletes that we've ever seen. Like, this nigga, he was talking about, telling this guy's supposed to be a billionaire. He's telling his wife, now you got to go to work. So I just don't see that man if there's an opportunity for LeBron to get as much money as possible, it's gonna happen in LA. And also like even if there wasn't a different situation for LeBron to go to get a lot of money, we all know that the locale, the destination is also very important. Like, is LeBron, like, let's just throw this out there for instance. Let's say that the Orlando Magic could give LeBron the most money. He's not going there. He's too high profile. So there literally is like only a few options that he could go, like places that I can see him going, and that would be Golden State, which he's been flirting with Stephen Curry for like the past 4 to 5 seasons. Cleveland, which I don't think is going to happen because even LeBron stated, I pay attention to a lot what these guys say. LeBron stated, I think they were playing golf one time, and he was like, man, I hate going back home. Like, niggas ain't really trying to go back to the crib like that. Like, he went back to Cleveland because he felt like he owed, even though, in my opinion, I'm just going to keep it a bean. Brian, you didn't really owe that bum ass city anything. You didn't owe them anything. You didn't have to go back there and give him a championship, but he did. He did, and I think that did cement his legacy because he did win a championship. But LeBron doesn't owe anything to fucking Cleveland, Ohio. He didn't need to go back there and do a damn thing. He's done enough. So you got Cleveland, which I don't think he's going to. Golden State is the most likely scenario. People were throwing out the New York Knicks before they won a championship. They won a championship, you're not going there. So where is he really going? He's not going anywhere that's high pro. Okay, let's hear.
Y'all might kill
Golden
me
State
for saying
seems
this.
like the only situation to me.
Oh, y'all might kill me for saying this. What about San Antonio?
He will never. Matter of fact, he won't even be. I got LeBron at 2. He won't even be at 2 anymore. If he goes to San Antonio, I'm dumping him down way more after that, bro. If he sits there and goes to San Antonio,
I can see him do that.
I have no respect for LeBron anymore. None at all.
I don't see him doing that. I
could see him doing that, but
The biggest reason is because it really didn't have anything to do with LeBron not wanting to compete. Because I mean, there's always like that little. I just think that he values money too much and he values fame too much. I just can't see LeBron James thugging it out for a year in San Antonio, Texas. I just don't see it. I think the market is like the only thing about this, fellas. The only small market that LeBron could ever be in is Cleveland. Like, I just don't see him in a small market outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I just don't see it. I think he would either need to go to, and another thing, they threw out him going to Miami. Which, first of all, I don't think that that's going to work because of the money. I just don't think that they have enough. Like, they only have $18 million to work with to fill the roster. So I just don't think that that's going to be able to happen. People are like, oh, what if he goes back to? No, it's not going to happen. But like, he could only be in a big market like that. A Miami, a New York, a LA, Golden State up there in San Francisco. Like, he could only be in a market like that. Nothing else.
What about Brooklyn? It's a big market.
What?
It's a big market.
But what do they like? Okay, so
James going to Brooklyn? Come on now.
So you're just going
for the money?
Because they can't get. What can they give him? How much can they give him?
Man, I know. Man, they must have hella cap space, bro.
I think they do have a lot of. I think they do have a lot of cap space because if you guys remember, that was one of the destinations of Austin Reeves going to if the Lakers didn't give him the bag. So yeah, Brooklyn probably got some money, but damn, you that hungry for a bag? That's like whatever decision LeBron chooses to make. More power to him, but those are kind of the scenarios that I'm throwing out. I don't really see him going to Brooklyn, New York, because Brooklyn, New York isn't a big market. But after the New York Knicks just won a championship, like they feel like a small market. Like so, like I can't even really like see LeBron putting himself in that type of position where across the bridge you got the New York Knicks over there who just won a championship and are on a high. The high is probably gonna last 30, 40 years. Who knows? So.
Yeah,
I don't really see it, man.
I think his last 10 in the league is really this Lakers shit.
Honestly, because I don't really. People have been talking about the goal. I don't really think that that's going to work. Just from the standpoint of what's the difference of you going to Golden State to team up with Steph and what you have with Anthony Davis? Because Steph is like injured every year now, and he's, like late 30s. And you got Draymond out there who's old. And you got Jimmy Butler. Who knows what they're going to do with that? He's coming off of injury. Like, it's just an old-ass team. And I think that, honestly, if you are trying to win that 5th ring, I think the Lakers give you the best opportunity to do that, and you can make the most money. Luka Doncic, he has his flaws, but out of all of the players that we've been talking about with these teams he could go to, Luka is the best player. So, and then you're bringing back Austin Reeves. You're probably going to end up getting a big, picking up a center. Just run that shit back because we didn't even get to see Luka in the postseason. That's his best option, in my opinion. I just don't really see any other good options for LeBron. Now he can, if he really thinks that he's to go, just go ahead and retire. You know, you like doing the golf shit, go play golf, man. You know, go on the circuit, go to U.S. Open or some shit like that. Because, in my opinion, basketball, talking about you in basketball combos, that shit is really dead. And then also, last thing, and I'm gonna kick it back off to you guys. With them paying Austin Reeves this money, he's not going back to third option. He's going to be the second option. Even if LeBron thinks that he's better than Austin Reeves, which I think he's better than Austin Reeves, with the money that he's getting now, he's going to be the second option. You're not paying somebody 4 years, $185 million to be the third option. You're not.
I don't know, man. Yeah, like my big thing is like I really don't care what team LeBron plays for. My thing is like how much longer this nigga has in the league. Because I like legitimately he could probably play for 5 more years, but I don't think he's going to. I do think we're, you know, and I feel like we say this every year, but like he's getting to the end, like he's getting to the end. Like we're in the Wizards years, like the Wizards Jordan years. So it's like tick tick nigga. But yeah, I do feel like he's gonna end his career in LA. But this is gonna be his last season. They're gonna have to make some moves. Now, I do want to bring this up because this was one funny thing I saw on social media, and I talked with y'all guys on this. I think I talked with Malika about this, but some delusional Lakers fans thinking after they paid Reeves, they were going to get Rudy Gobert and LeBron. I was like, okay, that shit's not going to work. They pay like Rudy Gobert's payroll is fucking 40. Like I think he's getting 40 M's a year, so that's not going to work. They really can't. I mean, I don't know what else they can do with the team. Honestly, to make them more contented, they pretty much like you just said, they have to just run shit back, and I don't think they're gonna win that championship. I do think LeBron's days of winning titles are closed. The auction's up. No more bets on the table. So, it was a good run, not a great run, but it was a good run in LA. And yeah, I do think he's gonna end there. I was thinking a couple years back when Cleveland had that miraculous like 60-win season. I was like, man, what if LeBron just went back, man? Because he was really all they needed. All they needed was a small forward. But I ain't glad their point of attack defense would have been ass. So never mind. But I mean, LeBron James, man, the greatest to ever live. He had a great career, man, and I feel like we should remember him not in the Lakers jersey, but but a lot of people like 10 years later, bro, a lot of people that we know, they go remember this nigga in the Lakers uniform, which is crazy. But, because like, he's been on this team for how long? 8 years? Yeah, he's been on this team for like 8 years. So it's like, damn, like, he's been on this team almost longer than he was on. No. He's been on this team longer than he's been like 10 years. Like, even the first stint in Cleveland. So, yeah, man, this shit's crazy in my opinion. But yeah, I can't see him leaving the team. Even though I bring up all those situations, I can't see Brian leaving LA. And that Warriors shit, I really do not want to see that shit happen. And because like, just imagine a Twitter timeline of Lakers fans, LeBron fans, Steph Curry fans, and Warriors fans just mixed together. And it's like I would just be disgusted, bro. Like I wouldn't even tune into Twitter, dead ass. So I can't see that shit happen.
So, yeah, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, just hearing Smiley, LeBron, Kitis, like all these niggas join forces, I'd be tired of it. But yeah, man, LeBron, it was a nice run. It was fun while it lasted. But
Won the Mickey ass championship to show for it.
The time is
still
ticking.
a ring.
It is, but time is ticking, man. Hey, Austin Reeves, you got a bag. Man got 185 M's.
Well, you know what?
Touched the All-Star, none of that. But
I don't want to interrupt you. Mal, you remember when Lakers fans were saying LeBron was about to win MVP in 2021 before he got injured? I saw him here. Remember that?
Man was not winning MVP, man.
He's pretty good, bro.
But see, that's the problem with LeBron fans.
They were the third seed, man. With no AD.
They were the third seed, but it was a lot of people playing better basketball than LeBron during that span. Like he was, first of all, he was not. I'm not even gonna get into that, but no, he was not gonna win no damn MVP. Niggas need to stop it.
But yeah, man, LeBron. I understand it, like him wanting the max contract because he's definitely, showed that he still has it. Of course, I mean we saw that in the playoffs.
As what? Like I think.
I mean, he's still.
Like,
he hasn't regressed. He hasn't really regressed that much. Still 20 points per game. Averaging like 7 boards, like 6.
But
6 or 7
hold on. Is that worth $50 million a year? Like that's my question. Like
to me, I still wouldn't pay LeBron $50 million. But
no. I'm talking about in a vacuum. Like assess a player in a vacuum that's putting up those stats. Is that player worth $50 million a year?
Oh, in today's age, yeah, of course. I mean, if
really?
Austin Reeves is getting almost at the end of his contract, he'll get $50 million. So if he's getting that, LeBron definitely getting that.
But I mean, aren't like his stats though? Like, I just don't think that you're paying somebody $50+ million with LeBron level production. Now, like 40, yeah. I would easily give LeBron 40 to 45. Like, but 50 plus.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently that's a slap. 40 million years, apparently a slap in the face to him. Like,
well, because I mean, you're gonna try to get as much as possible, but
yeah.
But what I'm struggling is when people are like because with LeBron, you also got to factor in, like his impact and like just a whole bunch of things. Like his value is worth all of that money in gold. I understand, and he's still a productive player. Like LeBron is he's not gonna prohibit your team from winning. Like he's gonna be a plus, bare minimum. But I just don't think that if you assess a player like that in a vacuum, that's a max player.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, but I also am annoyed by these guys like him and Rich Paul and his team. They keep on factoring in his contributions to the Lakers like throughout his tenure. I'm getting tired of hearing that stuff. Like, oh, we felt like in these recent years we've been disrespected for everything we've done for this team. Like, man, shut up, man. Y'all want to ring in 2020, man.
Let me get to that real quick because Shannon Sharp, he also came out the woodworks and he was talking about how the Lakers weren't relevant, they didn't have emotion before LeBron. Let me break something down to you LeBron fans. The Lakers have always had motion. Even when the Lakers are bad, they've had motion. Like if you look at their games on TV, like I remember when I was growing up as a kid, 2014, 2015, 2013, Lakers were like not that good, and they were always on TV. They were always on television, always playing, even if they were bad. So, and then when they drafted Lonzo Ball, their ratings were through the roof. Like even though that team was not that good, their ratings were crazy. They've always had motion. I think that everybody is beating around the bush when it comes to LeBron James' tenure in LA. To me, if I'm just going to keep it a stack, it's been a disappointment. The LeMickey championship.
Wait, he won the championship. What you mean?
Let me break some shit down. I cannot take a championship seriously in a controlled environment like the bubble. And I will give them niggas credit. Hold on.
Bro, you gonna have all these niggas in that comment saying haters, man.
Hey, well, we're at like the 53-minute mark, so if they even get to this point,
I'm saying we'll cut up the video.
I don't care about that. But you gotta think about it like this. So I'm gonna give I've never ever said that LeBron has 3 championships. No, he has 4 championships. But when they're talking about the respect and the disrespect, a lot of that is coming from the standpoint of, dog, you won 1 championship in a bubble, in a controlled environment. Like, you were supposed to win that championship. Everybody talks, oh man, that was the hardest championship. Nobody wanted to be there. Like the only person whose legacy could be like impacted was LeBron. Like this is him coming off of having, first of all, people gotta understand this. The season before that, his first season in LA, they were not that good. They didn't make the postseason, they didn't make the playoffs. They get Anthony Davis. I have always stated that in that season, Anthony Davis was the most impactful player on that team. But LeBron James, he was getting all of the, the MVP votes, MVP consideration because he's LeBron. So he was getting all of that. He understood the task at hand. He understood that was his best chance and opportunity to win a championship was in that bubble.
Bro, why did anybody else capitalize on that though, bro?
Because niggas didn't care. They didn't care. And think about this. Think about this. I mean, you can call it what you want. But my thing is, when there are no games on the road, it's a controlled environment. Like it's a controlled environment. It's a controlled environment, and everybody was talking about how bad the circumstances was within the bubble. If you go to reports, if you listen to what some of these players said, LeBron he was chilling. He was fine. Like he had the best of the best in terms of like he was comfortable. Had his whole family out there. Everything, and those are facts, ladies and gentlemen. Those are facts. He had everything that he wanted in that environment. We cannot say the same about the other players. Those are the facts. So you got everything that you need, everything you wanted. You have the motivation because you're getting older, and that's what I'm saying. He had the motivation because he's at a point where he was like, I am older. I don't have that many runs at it anymore. We got to strike while the iron is hot within this bubble. And I'm not gonna say that they gifted him a check. No, them niggas they won a title, they won a championship. But I think that when you're trying to get respect from Jenny Buss and the Laker fans, niggas they not respecting it. That's all that I'm saying. All that I'm saying is they're talking about the respect that they didn't get. Nigga, y'all people view you as not winning a real championship. Those are just the facts. They look at that bubble shit differently. You wanna know how I know they look at that bubble shit differently? Because they look at that bubble shit differently because when I like look at these graphics, and these graphics are talking about the last championship of the decade or whatever like that, and they talk about games on the road, we can't see 2020 championship because there were no home and road games. So we don't even have data for that series because it was a controlled environment. I can't take that shit seriously. We all know how the impact when we talk about momentum, a lot of momentum has to do with the fans. With the fans. That's why you got idiots like Stephen A. Smith that were saying they lost game 3 of the NBA Finals because Donald Trump was there. Like you have the fans involvement. That has a lot to do with how the game is officiated. That has a lot to do with how niggas are playing, pressure. Like they had the fans on the little screen showing like, dog, like I can't take that bullshit seriously, bro. It was basically like a glorified AAU tournament. That's essentially what we got with the bubble. And that's how a lot of people feel. You can call them haters or all you want, but a lot of Laker fans feel that way. And I'm pretty sure Jeannie Buss and those people in the organization that LeBron and Rich Paul feel like disrespecting Bron, I'm pretty sure they feel that way also. Like, yes, bro, you helped us win one championship. Cool, we appreciate you for that. But what else have you really done? Because the Lakers, they had 16 of those things before you got there. One championship was bare minimum. Every single acquisition from a player perspective that the Lakers have gotten have won a championship, except for Elgin Baylor. That's it. Everybody has at least won one. So yeah, you got one, but you're telling us that you're the GOAT. You're supposed to do a whole lot more. You got Anthony Davis. You got all these different assets that are on the team. Y'all got one championship. That's what the Laker faithful, that's what they're stating. And if LeBron does end up leaving the Lakers, that's going to be the topic of conversation because they're going to turn on him. Like the Laker fans, all the support that he got right now, they going to turn on him. If you go to Golden State, like y'all was talking about the Golden State and Laker fandom, they're going to end up turning on him. Those are just going to be the facts. They're going to say like, hey, you didn't really win a real championship. Kobe did this. You didn't do that. They're going to do that. They do it all the time. So that's like really my takeaway. Some of those things I do feel about the bubble, but I'm just letting you guys know when they're talking about respect, it's coming from that lens. Like they don't really think that LeBron did a whole lot. And they think that championship is a little overrated from the standpoint of it was in a controlled environment. And we just can't really compare. We can't really qualify it to anything else. We can't qualify or quantify the 2020 championship to anything else. So that's that. That's why LeBron and Rich Paul feel like they don't get the respect that they feel like they're warranted. It's because of that 2020 championship. A lot of niggas don't view that as a real championship.
That's some good points. But yeah, going moving talking about the LeBron to the Warriors thing. Yeah, man, I'm kind of getting tired of hearing that. Like, even if LeBron goes to the Warriors, do we really see them winning the championship, man? Steph, like Bardo was saying, Steph, he's kind of got injury prone. Jimmy Butler will be, 38, 39, coming off an ACL injury.
Damn, he
Draymond
that
Green's
old?
there. Yeah, I think he'll be 38 coming off the injury.
Wow.
Let's see, we got Porzingis, who I don't even think the man has played like a full 30 games in a row, and I don't know how long. Pods, like, bro, this team is not moving me, man. Like, this team hasn't moved me in a minute. Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of it, and everybody just wants LeBron and Steph to pair up just for the aesthetic, just because they want them there, and I'm like, oh, okay, man, like, cool, but no, not everybody needs to be paired up together. And listening to some of these other teams, LeBron going back to Miami after, Riles stole that man's cookies. Yeah, nah, he not doing that. Going back to Cleveland. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, Brian. You gotta let
even,
that go, dog. It's just some damn cookies, man. It's not that big of a fucking deal.
yeah, and LeBron going back to Cleveland. Yeah, he's not touching Cleveland soil again. Like that's like asking us, if we got a bag and we move to like LA or a big city or something, and folks was asking us, do we want to move back to Mississippi? No disrespect, but we're good. We're good. And any other team, I don't really know what other team LeBron might go to, but like seriously, like Bardo was saying, LeBron's best bet is probably staying in LA because any other team he probably have to take a vet minimum. Now the vet minimum at max is like 15 million, and that's like I said, that's still a slap in the face to LeBron. Like he feels like that's a slap in the face. So I doubt he's gonna take it, and it looks like he's staying in LA. I don't really think LA is still, while LeBron is on the team, I don't really know how deep they can go because they said, it might have been last week or the week before that Luka, some of his wants is like an A-list center. Well, now in this free agency, you're not getting that because I think your best centers are Jalen Duren, DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams, and I might be missing somebody else, but I think it was Isaiah Stewart, but he just got traded to my Grizzlies. Anyways,
Oh,
but
can I
yeah,
also say this about the Jalen Duren? Really, their only option is the Robert Williams trade because Jalen Duren is a restricted free agent. So whatever the
oh yeah,
Lakers
so the
offer him,
Pistons
the
can match
Detroit
that,
Pistons are
yeah.
going to match it.
Yeah, so yeah, you really aren't seeing a A-list center. The best bet might just be keeping DeAndre Ayton or rocking with Jackson
Laker fans don't want to
Hayes
hear that.
or
Let me tell
rocking
you
with
that.
Jackson Hayes. But either way it goes,
So it looks like another season of blaming DeAndre Ayton, huh?
I mean,
What about the nigga that they drafted? Hey, have him play center.
Come on, bro. Lakers Nation's
yeah,
gonna
nah,
be on the goddamn pod saying, "Hey, he needs more development. He's winning Gabriel." Like,
yeah, man. It's like his team is just not moving anybody anymore. I mean,
it never moved me. Like, I was never
yeah,
moved.
yeah, I wouldn't move. And, a lot of folks were saying, oh, if we had Luka, it'd be different. The outcome would not be different, man. OKC was giving
I would have gave him
the
a
Lakers
one game,
belt.
maybe one game.
Yeah, I would have been nice enough to give him a gentleman sweep, but OKC was giving them belt. The Spurs, maybe the Lakers could have made it nice and competitive just because they have experience. But other than that, it's not moving anybody. And you just pay Austin Reeves 185 million, so you basically said he's your second option. And he's really been a playoff dropper. So you're hoping that, this money, this bag, hopefully he, improves in the playoffs. But like I said, I mean, this team isn't really moving me. The roster isn't really moving me. And LeBron, hey man, he said that he's still trying to win. Now I'm not one to really, check a man's pockets, but when you're everyone said he's a billionaire, all this and that. Now, if it was me, if I was in LeBron's shoes, I would be okay with taking about 20, 25 million less because that would be able to help
Who do you
us
think
get
you
some
were?
roster.
Tim Duncan, Jalen Brunson? Get out of here.
Hey man, if I'm a billionaire, allegedly I'm a billionaire. I got all this bread, I got all these deals. I'm okay with taking some money off to help improve the roster, but
You pulling that
look,
you pulling that Skip Bayless game. I remember Skip Bayless used to be on the show being like, "Hey, LeBron should just take less." I was like, "Dude, what?" It's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
but I mean I understand though. I understand, LeBron want to get the max
Yeah, I will
dollar.
say that
So
it's easy to tell. It's easy to tell somebody else to take less when you're not in their position. Like
yeah.
I like because I think I was also saying that maybe a few months ago. But I with LeBron, it's a little bit different because his the amount of money that he quote unquote has, in my opinion, has been overstated. So but if you are a
You don't think
billionaire,
LeBron has $1 billion in his bank account?
Maybe assets.
now all the conversation that we done had offline, you asking me that question. Hold on, okay.
I want you to explain it on the podcast.
All right, let me explain something now. For all you don't know, I do have an accounting background. When people talk about your net worth, all right, net worth is not liquidity. Net worth is not liquidity. Now, somebody may say, well, Malachi, what does liquidity mean? Liquidity is money that you can access. That you can access. That means that, like, I can go out and get $1 billion right now liquid. I can access that in my bank account, in my investments, whatever. I can go and get that money right now. Net worth is literally your assets minus your liabilities. That's it. That's what your net worth is. So assets can be anything from, cash, liquidity that you have, but assets can also be investments. It can be the value of your vehicles, the value of your houses, the value of your businesses. It can also be the value of your insurance policy. So and your death policy. That's your assets, and your liabilities are all of your accounts payable. So any notes that you have, any big bills that you have, credit cards, those types of things, those are liabilities. So all that your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. It has nothing to do with fucking liquidity. Nothing. That's why we saw Elon Musk we saw his net worth go up to $1 trillion is due to the value of the businesses. It has
Yeah,
nothing to do with what he has liquid.
yeah. I asked that for that example because I remember people on the TL talking about, oh, why doesn't Elon Musk end world hunger? And I was like, dude, he didn't have the money to end world hunger. So yeah, but trying to explain that to people didn't really get. So
It's stupid. It's so dumb. That's why, like, people always say that I'm hating when I say that these guys are not billionaires. I'm like, I'm literally not hating. I literally just know finance. Like, I literally just know about finance. It's not a difficult concept to comprehend. It's assets minus liabilities. Like, it really is that simple. Like, I know that people. Let's break this down because I got time today. So let me break this down real quick. I know that people have always heard the concept of, when you buy a car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses value. That's an asset. That literally is an asset that if you made a personal financial statement, you would put that vehicle, even though it has accumulated depreciation, you will put that vehicle on your assets. But if my car is worth $30,000, does that mean that I have $30,000? No, it's just the value of my vehicle. If LeBron James has 10 homes and his homes are all worth $500 million in total, does that mean he has $500 million? No, it's just the value of the house. So same thing applies with your businesses, investments, insurance, all those different things. So it has, and that's why most of the time when we see these guys, their net worth going up, notice it's not really due to their salary increasing. It's due to the businesses that they're invested in. Same thing with Elon Musk. His net worth skyrockets because of the businesses that he owns, that he has, stock into, retained earnings, those types of things. But yeah, people are just kind of stupid.
earnings.
Yeah, that type of stuff is what is being factored into your net worth. It has nothing to do with liquidity. Do I think LeBron James has $1 billion liquid in his bank account? Absolutely fucking not. I just don't think that he does. I just don't think he does. Maybe I'm wrong, but I
Why
highly
you picking
doubt
that man
it.
pockets?
I'm just being honest, because what do we have to indicate that he has $1 billion liquid? If you're worth,
The
like,
fact
what
they
is he
said
worth?
it.
No. They've never said that he's 1 billion liquid. They all they've said is that his net worth is $1 billion plus or whatever it is. Not liquid. Sorry.
Man, I try rage baiting, man.
It's just so stupid to me. It's like it's so dumb that, like, people can't grasp that. Like, people really think that I'm being a hater when I say that somebody is not a billionaire because
You gotta put
they're
that in the
net.
title. You gotta be like, you gotta ask the question and be like, and then after it be like, is LeBron James a billionaire?
Like, it's so ridiculous. It's like, dog, you're worth because those same people Okay, I got a great point for you guys. Floyd Mayweather has made more in his career earnings boxing than LeBron James, correct? Has
Oh,
anybody ever said that? No, no, he has. He has. By all definition, he has. Like he has, I think he has close to $1 billion from boxing. Period. Like I'm just talking about what he's made in the ring. So compare what he's made in the ring to what LeBron James has made on the court. His career earnings are like close to 900 million or something like that. Has anybody ever said that Floyd Mayweather is a billionaire?
Well, it's
yeah. I feel
broke.
like I heard that before.
I've never heard it. I never
I don't
heard
think
it.
I heard that.
And if you go and you pull up his net worth is not even close to $1 billion. But if you look at what he's made his career earnings is over $1 billion. So you take some investments, you take some things and that into consideration. He should be a billionaire, but he's not.
Yeah, man.
But he's
I
not.
honestly, you can probably make this like a separate video. Be like LeBron James a billionaire, man. Nah, that shit's
So
funny.
And all I gotta say is anybody that wants to get at me in the comment section about this topic, where's your finance degree? Where's your accounting degree? I'm just gonna start pulling that card because if we want to talk about credentials, I'm overly qualified to talk about this topic. It really is nothing to me. I mean, because if you
That
don't
nigga brought up
even know,
retained earnings.
because if you don't even know what the definition of net worth is, because this is accounting. This literally is accounting. Talking about assets and liabilities is accounting language. So if you don't understand those core concepts, I can't even fucking take you seriously, honestly,
Wait.
because
You know
you're
what
just talking.
you know the interesting question is? What the hell happened to that I Promise School shit? You get a pin drop like nobody said anything.
hey man, ain't nobody talk.
Hey man,
Hey
Nobody talk
man,
about
this.
that school,
next
man.
segment, Jay.
Oh,
All
hold on. I'm gonna throw a little nugget about the I Promise School. Because there have been videos, even though I feel like some of those
Hey, make sure you say
videos
allegedly.
kind of, yeah, allegedly. Because I think that most of those videos about the I Promise School have gotten blacklisted. So let me just say allegedly. Um, the I Promise School, they've given a lot of credit to LeBron James for that. That I Promise School was funded by the LeBron James Family Foundation or some shit like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that you know, because I think that the foundation, they put $2 million or something into that school. I don't think that people understand what a foundation is. Foundation, LeBron James is not pulling out $2 million to fund that school. Foundation that comes from sponsorships, comes from sponsorships of people donating money to a foundation for a certain cause. It's a tax write-off. It's literally a write-off. It literally is a write-off. LeBron James, he did not take $2 million of his own money to invest in that fucking school. I've always thought that concept was hilarious. All he literally did was put his fucking name on the school. I promise, it's LeBron James school. He put his name on it, but I've always thought that shit was hilarious and giving this man credit for starting the school. And it's like he just put his name on the school. That wasn't even his own money. LeBron James is so cheap. He wouldn't even take his own money to invest into that school. And go and look at how that school is doing. That school is doing so fucking poor. Like it's doing poorly. Like honestly, LeBron James, he needs to dump more money into that school because for whatever reason, the teaching is bad. They're complaining about the
right.
teaching.
Hey, I heard allegedly they be
I think I
bullying white
saw.
folks.
Yeah. The
Allegedly,
white
I saw
folks.
some report. Allegedly, I saw some report that like kids were getting it. They were fighting, and somebody and some little kid got stabbed up or some crazy shit like that. So
What?
you got all this nonsense happening at the school, but we're not hearing about it because the only time we heard about that fucking school was when he was like the grand opening for the school.
Remember the video
All I
like the
see is
grand
the pictures
opening?
of him.
You saw like all the faces like LeBron, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr.
Very, very narcissistic. And then this nigga, he had like the great, like he had on like like this nigga was dressed up in a costume. He had the Malcolm X suit on with the
At the
gray
suit with
suit
the fake
with
glasses.
the glasses. It's like nigga, bro. Like this shit is so fucking performative to me. $1 billion from your foundation. That's not even your own money, dog. It's not even your
Stop talking,
own
bro.
fucking
Stop talking,
money. Not even your own money, man.
Stop talking, bro.
So I've like I would say this, that since we started back the pod this calendar year 2026, I've been very, very light on LeBron James. But when y'all bring up shit like that shit right there really irritates me, because I get sick and tired of niggas getting credit for shit that they really didn't do. That's really my biggest thing is, we give niggas so much credit for shit that they really did not do. Man.
That might be the funniest segment we ever did, bro.
That was funny, man. Hey, all right, man. It's time to talk a bit about this year's NBA draft. This year's NBA
Woo!
Oh, you gotta
draft
give
was
me a
loaded
second.
with
Hey,
talent.
go first, bro.
All right.
Yeah, this year's NBA draft was loaded with talent, as it has been called the best draft class in over 20 years, and said to possibly
Damn.
rival the famous 1996 draft class, who had names
Oh,
like
so we over
Kobe
2003?
That's what I'm saying.
AJ DeMonster said, that's what he said, this draft class feels like 2003 draft class.
Fairs.
But yeah, man, this draft class has been said to possibly rival the famous 1996 draft class, who had names like Kobe Bean Bryant, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, and so forth. The big headliners of this draft were the consensus top 4 picks in AJ DeBonster, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, and Caleb Wilson. As the first round concluded, Bleacher Report and other sports medias graded highly for almost every team that drafted in the first round.
So basically, analytics won.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So, fellas, let's hear some of your grades that you've given and maybe some early predictions for these upcoming rookies in the NBA.
I'll just go ahead and put this out there. I know that there's been a lot of talk about those first 2 picks, specifically about, Darren Peterson. And I thought that some of I'm not even going to say the media coverage. I don't really think that the media coverage was unfair. I think it's when you have the loudest voice in sports media that says things like I kind of felt like there was some character assassinations on Darren Peterson from Stephen A. Smith. And I didn't really appreciate that, because my thing is, from what I saw from Darren Peterson, and we made a video about this a little bit early on in the year. From what I saw with the Darren Peterson situation is, I saw somebody that was receiving some bad counsel. I don't think that, me personally, and I'm only 24 years of age, but I find it very, very difficult to label and put character assassinations on 19, 20-year-old kids, or 19 and 20-year-old young men. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not willing to say that, I'm going to question somebody's work ethic due to a few games of data or one season of data, when if we look at what they did in high school, and in this situation, you don't really like to hear about what somebody did in high school when we're talking about a professional basketball player. But with these one and dones, I thought it was warranted, because we see completely different mindset, mentality, perspective, intake on the game from high school than we do to college. And I think that Darren Peterson just kind of got some bad counsel from, whether it was his family or whether it was from his agent or whoever, regarding how to take the season. And it looked like the approach for the season was let's get through the season healthy. We're the best player in the draft. Doesn't really matter what we do throughout this regular season. Let's just get through the season healthy. As long as we get through the season healthy, we're going to be drafting number 1. And I think it was just a kid that was that was taking the counsel that he was receiving from his team and implementing that. And was that the wrong decision to make? Sure, even though he did get through the season healthy for the most part. And was he drafted number 1? No. But he was still a top draft pick, and he's going to a great situation. But I didn't like the character assassinations and kind of demonizing him. And honestly, Stephen A. Smith does this a lot, of kind of, ridiculing somebody because of their personality, saying that, I can trust AJ DeBonson. Well, we don't know what the fuck we can trust, because we've never seen these guys on the professional level. So what you're saying is, and AJ DeBonson and his father, they did have a few interviews with Stephen A. Smith on First Take. So he's always saying, I don't really know Darren Peterson. Well, have you taken out the time to get to know him? Have you reached out to him and his family to get some reporting and have you done your fucking job as a reporter to get a better understanding of who the person is? Because what I don't like, what I really, really hate, is saying, I can't trust this 19, 20-year-old kid, but I don't know anything about him. Well, what are you talking about then? Like what are you really saying at that point? You're contradicting yourself And my thing is, if you like AJ DeBonsa, just go ahead and say that. Like, hey, I think AJ DeBonsa is the best player in the draft, and label, give your explanation as to why. But you don't have to assassinate the character of a 19, 20-year-old. And the reason why I'm harboring on this point is because you start to create a narrative that will develop into a reputation for who Darren Peterson is and who other people will say that he is. And then when people like Seth Greenberg, who, when Darren Peterson had did the bullshit of, he shot the three and then he checked himself out of the game and had the game of flu-like symptoms, Seth Greenberg, the analyst, the former coach, he critiqued him. He got on him. But as the season waned, as the season ended, and he had some conversations with Darren Peterson and with his family and people around him, and he actually understood who the person was and understood what the situation was, he had more perspective and he fell back. And when he brought that up to Stephen A. Smith didn't want to hear it. So I can't really respect you, because when people that are actual analysts, that are actual reporters, that actually go out there and do their job, you don't want to hear it because you've already created a narrative, cultivated a narrative, and because you're so prideful and you're so arrogant and your ego won't allow you to step down and say like, hey, let me fall back and give this kid some grace. Because at the end of the day, even though people like to say, oh, these guys are professionals now because they're getting paid NIL, mentally they're not. Mentally, they're still not professionals. They're depending on a lot of the people that are surrounding them, whether it's their parents who are heavily, heavily involved, or now it's their agent or whatever management team that they have. They're going to be dependent on that advice because they are still trying to get to the next level. So Darren Peterson is just listening to whatever people are saying around him. I liked what I heard from him after the draft, of him talking about how, I'm always going to play with a chip on my shoulder, but this is definitely something I'm going to remember for the rest of my career, being drafted, number 2 when I felt I should have went number 1. He said that his goal is to play all 82 games. I didn't hear niggas like Stephen A. Smith saying, speaking about that. In my opinion, all of the things that you said were a negative, or you said was a question mark. Based on what I heard post-draft, it seems like he's definitely heard the chatter, and he's going to make that a point of emphasis. I would be very, very shocked to see what we saw in college translate into the professionals. So, in my opinion, there was a lack of perspective when it comes to evaluating and assessing these players, and I've never, ever had a problem if you thought that AJ was the better prospect. I disagree. I actually do think that Darren Peterson will be the best player in this draft. That's just my takeaway. I like Darren Peterson's game. I think his game is very, very polished, and I think that even though he's about 6'4", 6'5", he has about a 6'10", 6'11" wingspan, long arms. And first game I ever saw of these two, like watch the full game, was the matchup that they had. Darren Peterson dominated AJ DeBonsa in that game. Now, he only played a half, but he was dominant. And I had never really seen any tape on him prior to that. And I was like, I had seen AJ and seen, even going back to like high school stuff. I was like, damn, this nigga Darren Peterson, he kind of him. Just by watching that game. And of course, I went and did my due diligence and looked at his tape and his film. But that's just my takeaway. We keep it strictly basketball. I don't have a problem with what anybody says, but character assassinations on people that are 19, 20 years old, I think that right there is not being objective for one, and it's not being fair. And I think that we want all of these guys to be successful, even though we know that's not going to happen. All of the guys to be successful, but we don't want to establish a reputation that's not really warranted without giving proper context. Because I think there's a difference between a guy that just received some bad counsel from the people around him and somebody that has, as Stephen A. said, we're questioning his effort. I'm not going to question a grown man's effort. I'm just not going to do that unless I see repeated instances of that behavior. Somebody that's their 1 year in college, 11, 10 games, I'm not going to question their work ethic. I thought that was a low blow. And to say that, I trust AJ DeBonsa, trust based off of what? Like, I don't really know what you're validating that off of, because he's going to Washington. So you can say that you trust him. But my thing is, can you play basketball or not? Are you a great basketball player? Because when you're getting drafted, you have to prove that you're a good basketball player. Forget all of that. Number 1 draft pick is the face of my franchise. Okay, so you don't think that the number 2 draft pick is going to be the face of the franchise? Like you're not really making any sense right there. So can you play basketball or not? In my opinion, I think that a lot of these guys are going to be really, really good. But I do think that Darren Peterson, my perspective, is going to be the best player in the draft and has the highest ceiling. So that was kind of my takeaway on some of the dialogue. I was very, very put off by those specific. Now, I have no problem with people asking questions, but assassinating character is a completely different conversation. And I think that that's what happened. To say that, oh, you're gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life. Like saying things like that, in my opinion, are just a little too bold and just a little harsh. And I think that that's what kind of Stephen A. Smith was getting carried away with, and I didn't really appreciate that. But other than that, though, that was kind of my takeaway about what happened within the draft. There were a lot of great picks, but the first like 7, 8 picks, even though I thought that Darius Acup could have went a little bit higher, but the first like 7, 8 picks, I pretty much were like, yep, to the point where I was finna turn that shit off just because it felt like I knew every pick that was gonna happen. But all in that, this has the potential to be a good draft, but we shall see, man. I'm gonna definitely be paying attention to those top 5 for sure, because even though people were talking about some of those guards, I really don't know what to say about that, man. I mean, we shall see is all I say. But I do think that the Utah Jazz, they got a nice little team, so I think that they're gonna have impact players, and Darren Peterson has the potential to be an impact player. Washington is a little, I don't know, and it's not really just because of the Trae Young and Anthony Davis, but it's more so about the health of Anthony Davis, and are they going to move on from him? I'm not sure if they're going to move on from him or not, because Washington is kind of purgatory hell right now when it comes to basketball. So we shall see, bro.
AD is gone, man.
You want to go? Go.
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, I'm gonna go and piggyback quickly off of what Bardo was saying about the Stephen A. and Darren Peterson thing. I thought that was pretty lame. I kind of briefly watched First Take and listened in on that. Yeah, the question, the dude's effort already is kind of crazy. Like I get it. He really wasn't finishing games in college, but then they debunked that, and they found out that it was the creatine that he was taking. And that was really kind of, harboring him. He was getting all types of cramps and stuff like that. And that was putting him out of games. So, and I mean, that's definitely believable. Like, I have somebody that I know that is in college football, and, the teams, they want you to get your weight up before the season, and they want him to do so. And he was having, hammy issues. So, taking, big doses of creatine can do that. So, to attack the dude's effort already is kind of crazy. I do like what he said, talking about, I should have won number 1. I'm going to play all 82. That's the goal. I like that. I do agree. I think he's probably got the biggest upside. He might be the biggest talent to come out of this draft when it's all said and done, especially with how deep this Utah roster is. They actually have a really nice roster. Hopefully with coaching, and hopefully Danny Ainge and them can actually, focus on trying to win now instead of, tanking. I definitely don't think they will try to tank no more, especially with the new NBA draft rules and stuff like that. But yeah, they got a nice roster. AJ DeMonster, I think I thought it was pretty clear that he should go number 1. I just don't feel like Darren Peterson was really gonna fit with that Washington team, especially since him and his camp claimed that he's a point guard. I don't really think he's a point guard, but that's what his team was, clamoring and saying, that he was a point guard.
Well, I will say this. Didn't mean to cut you off, because I did hear about that talk about him saying he wants to be a point guard. He didn't play point guard this entire season. I think that also had a lot to do with what we ended up seeing from a quote unquote effort perspective, or a mental perspective, was he was forced to play out of position in his eyes. So, and in my opinion, if somebody would have told me Darren Peterson is a point guard, like from what I saw this season, I would have been like, no, he's off ball guard. So that's why people were telling me to go back and watch the high school tape, and I was like, all right. So that's why I'm also very, very high on him, because he's adaptable. He basically can play anything. He can play any position that they ask of him to play. If they want him to be on the ball, he can be on the ball. He can clearly be off the ball from what we saw. So that, in my opinion, that kind of really helped me to go get a little bit higher on him. was the fact that he basically stated that he was played out of position, and that was something that him and the coaching staff were going back and forth throughout the course of the whole season. So
Yeah, but yeah, I think he's a really great fit for Utah. We definitely saw that. At first he was kind of having some skepticism of going to Utah because he didn't want to be behind Keontae George, but it's looking like Ace Bailey's probably coming off the bench. I mean, man, Utah kind of just said we kind of moving on from Ace Bailey already. They just kind of crazy.
damn, are y'all serious?
I mean, yeah, they already said that it's looking like Ace Bailey's the one that's coming off the bench. Him and Isaiah Collier, Filipowski, all those guys. And I was like, dang, because Ace Bailey, throughout that time when Keontae George was kind of in and out, and they was doing all that stuff, sitting starters out in the fourth quarter. Ace Bailey was hooping. And I mean, we see how good Dylan Harper, grew, and they both came from Rutgers, but I don't know what's going on in Utah. If it was me personally, and Darren Peterson, has point guard potential, I would go big. Darren Peterson at the 1, Bailey at the 2, Lord Markin at the 3, Jaren Jackson at the 4, and if we got Walker Kessler still at the 5, I mean, it's a nice roster, but
It just said Lloyd Marketing at 3.
I mean, do you want Jaren Jackson at the 3? Like,
Oh, any of them at the 3.
both of them got to start. They get paid big bucks, so they got to start.
Man, one of them niggas better catch a rebound.
Yeah, neither one of them are doing that, but yeah, man, I like this Utah roster. I definitely want to say I'm excited about the number 3 pick. If y'all have been, tuned in to the channel and you have heard throughout the videos, I'm a big Grizzlies fan. It's the hometown team. And it's finally nice to get some light shine on my team. As we've been going through it with, this whole Ja Morant stuff. Kind of getting tired of hearing that, but I mean, we got Cam Boozer, the Wooden Award winner. So yeah, a lot of the discourse around him.
What are y'all hearing? What do you mean?
What you mean?
You said you're tired of hearing about the Ja Morant stuff. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing. Like, I'm tired of. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of.
I ain't heard
Ja
shit.
Morant saga. Like, it's no teams want him, and the Grizzlies, they're trying so hard to get rid of him apparently, but they don't want to attach picks to him.
He's done. He's done.
If you don't want to attach picks to get rid of the man, just keep him, man. Just keep him till his contract is over with, man.
I'm out because I do want you to finish about your team, but are y'all gonna ever acknowledge how right I was about that Ja Morant topic? I just want to know because I called it 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago when we started the pod. I've been talking about that team for the past 2 years, but I've been talking about this probably like the last 3 years to you guys personally. Are y'all gonna give me my props about that shit? Because it looks like I was proven to be prophetic about that, and I don't even like to be hyperbolic with that type of terminology, but.
You were right. I will agree.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can kind of save, the Ja and Grizzlies discourse for another day. Man, maybe we talk about that later on. I don't really know. But, yeah, man, Cam Boozer, I think he was a nice pick. A lot of people have kind of been, it's been mixed reviews with him. A lot of people just say that he's really going to be a glorified role player. I think that's kind of lame. Like, Duke has produced, great forwards over the years. So, every freshman that's won the Wooden Award has turned out to be pretty good so far. That list is Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Zion Williamson, Cooper Flagg, and Cam Boozer. So that's a pretty nice company to be in, with the exception of kind of Zion Williamson, even though he has Zion's about a 2-3-time All-Star. So, but yeah, Cam Boozer. A lot of people have just been saying he's kind of like a glorified role player with the potential to have a nice ceiling, but also a nice floor as well. So I'm rocking with the pick, man. I like it. And that other the 4th pick, Caleb Wilson. I think that's kind of who I was kind of leaning towards because I think he has the bigger skill set, and I think a lot of people said that he might be like his ceiling is Kevin Garnett. That's what I was hearing a lot of.
Okay, I gotta stop you there. I'm sorry. We have to stop doing this Evan Mobley shit, bro. Because I love Caleb Wood, I love him, but we're calling in my opinion, bro, for niggas to call you Kevin Garnett, bro, like dead ass, like coming out the league, you got to be a number one pick, bro. I'm not hearing this. Hey, I'm a third or fourth overall pick, and people are calling me Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett. No, you're not. No, you're not. So I'm tired of it, man. Like I love the player, but man, we need to chill the fuck out with this shit, man.
Hey man, yeah, and I kind of talk about a little bit of other picks, in this draft. Darius Acuff, I do agree. I mean, I don't know. I mean, either way, you're going either between Brooklyn and Sacramento. You're still going to a ass team. Like, yeah, the situation ain't gonna change. If honestly, if I'm Darius Acuff, I think I'd rather be okay with going to the Kings, even though it looks like they're probably moving on from Sabonis. So I don't really know, but either way, it's still a bad team. The Clippers, picking up Keaton Wagler, that was interesting. I thought they would have went with Mara for a big because they don't really have no big, but apparently that's just a nice fit to complement Darius Garland. So I guess I thought sleeper pick was Cameron Carr, who the Lakers got. I don't know how he'll turn out, especially with they already got Luka and Austin Reeves, so they're kind of pretty guard heavy already. But I thought Cameron Carr was a good pick. Also the 76ers, they got to steal with what's our boy name? What's his name? LeBaron Filan. Hey man, they got to steal.
Wait, you talking about the guy the Sixers got?
Yeah. They got to steal with him. Like,
that's
man, the Sixers have been they've been getting really lucky with Calipari coached guards. Like they've been getting blessed with him. Even though I don't really know why they needed another guard. Like they already got Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, and it's a pretty nice backcourt already. So I don't really know, but I thought they would have kind of went with a forward maybe. But yeah. Also, we let OKC get a nice big man as well, a complimentary big man in Mara. A lot of people already call him the Wemby stopper already. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, man, I mean, this first round is loaded. I don't want to, egg on too much, but yeah, a lot of these teams, they got blessed with some nice potential, some nice draft picks. Even the Golden State Warriors, man. And I've been, on the Golden State Warriors for their picks. I think they did really nice with getting Yaxel Lennon. They got someone who can, fit right in. He's kind of older. He's been there, all 3 or 4 years of his college career. So maybe Steve Kerr really don't got to worry about developing him, I guess. But yeah, man, first round, it's a lot of great talent, man. I'm going to pass it off to Buffy, though.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what the brothers ahead of me said, so I'm gonna try to get through it real quick. With this draft class, the first couple picks definitely went as what I expected. I almost damn near turned off the draft to watch some Love Island because it was that boring. But honestly, the biggest shocker to me was Adam Silver saying Anise, like he said his full name, and I was like, whoa! I got scared. I was like, who the fuck is he for the call? But he called AJ DeBosch, so respect. So, but like,
Yeah,
I was shook, man.
Yeah, he said he wanted him to do that, because that's his dad's name. He's a junior.
Yeah, man. Like, I can't kid you now. I was shook, man. I was in my bed. I was like, whoa! Shit, my heart skipped a beat, man. But yeah, like I feel like that was the right pick. I said coming into the draft that AJ DeBosch is number one prospect. I thought he was definitely had the highest floor out of everybody. Darren Peterson to me had too many question marks to be a number one. But number two, I had him going number two, and he's gonna fit really well in that system. I know Utah Jazz, they might be really good next season. They might I feel like they might be really good next season. Their ass. So,
might have a jersey to call.
Axe.
It's a good thing because I was thinking like it's a good thing that Darren Peterson's on this team now. Like why they got these jerseys, because when they were going through the yellow jerseys, I know y'all remember that era, like the fucking practice jerseys. Oh, that shit was so nasty, man.
Oh man, 2K generated ass right there, man.
Those man jerseys. Yeah.
I could have been better jerseys.
They were bad. Now let me get into the biggest prospect that I have a question mark on, and he's actually going to the team which we are from. Let's get into Cameron Boozer. Now, I had the biggest concerns about him coming to the draft. apparently every like I'm reading every website they're giving Memphis an A+ for this shit. Okay, let me get into this shit. All right,
Hell no.
yeah, everybody's giving an A+. Let me get into this shit real quick. Cameron Boozer, okay, Cameron Boozer, man. Do I think? Okay, here's my thing. Will his athleticism translate to the NBA? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's really skilled. I think he's really fundamental. Gives me Charles Barkley vibes. But I mean, he's a big body, man. But
Oh, Barkley.
big body, bruh. But do I think his athleticism will translate? I don't know, man. I'm not quite sure. The NBA, it's like a leap from college. So, hey, bro, you can.
I got a quick question. Do you like the player comp that ESPN gave him? They said on the high end is Kevin Love with what does it say? Kevin Love with more ball skills, and his low end is Sabonis with a better 3-point shot.
Hell no.
What? Kevin Love?
No.
Anyways, so I have a lot of question marks on him, especially since he's gonna be representing the city. Definitely not the dominant personality. I really wanted Caleb Williams, or Caleb Wilson. I said Caleb Williams. We're not talking about him. I really wanted Caleb Wilson, which what Jay already said, and I knew he wasn't coming there. I was like, once I saw like the first two picks go, I'm like, Memphis is not finna take Caleb Wilson. But Caleb Wilson, he did gain some oil points from me because he said, from Chicago, the only thing he knew down there was Lucky. So I respect that, man. I love Lucky too. But yeah, and then really the Keaton Wagler pick kind of surprised me. I really didn't see that coming. I thought LA was gonna go big. They didn't go big. They actually went with a point guard, and 5 to 8 was point guard related. And I'm really interested in what they want to do with this Darius Garland situation. It's surprising to me if they're gonna keep him for like long term. I definitely think they're thinking about moving off him. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, going down. My favorite pick from the draft was honestly I know y'all niggas been talking about A-Cup. I'm not gonna ride his dick too heavy, but Kingston Flemings, man, that's my boy. I used to watch him. That nigga can play some defense, bro. And I think he's the perfect fit for Atlanta, especially their style of basketball. Atlanta might turn up next season, man. Atlanta might turn up next season. So definitely was a great pick on that. Once he got to like 13, but I'm not gonna lie, like I turned on Love Island dead ass. But the OKC pick isn't moving me. Like I guess they want him just to guard Wemby. Like it seems too like the OKC pick to me is like, hey,
They kind of lost aura to me with
yeah,
that pick.
yeah, yeah. It's like,
man,
it's like, hey, we just lost to this team. Let's try to beat this team. It's like, nigga, no, bro, just pick the best player available.
I mean,
So-
what other position did they really need though? Do you think
They
should
could've got-
I think they need a wing. I think they need a wing bad. They need a 6'9" guy. Like they got too many 6'3", 6'4" guys. Like in my opinion, like J-Dub, is the only like wing that they have who's like a surefire wing. So
I thought they would've went Yaxel
That's why
if
they
he
got
didn't.
out physical in this series because their guards were too. Well, they were smaller
too
than
small,
the Spurs
bro.
guards. They got beat up on.
yeah, so I think they really need a wing, but I'm not too mad at that. Who's the nigga people been posting on social media like the dude keeps on doing that thing with his eyebrow? He's
Nate
flying the fuck
Emmett
out of me.
Played,
Yeah.
Played in Tennessee.
Yeah, they have yeah, dude. He's funny as hell, man. I'm actually wishing for a brother to play well, bro, because so many people have been on his neck being like, bro, like he's the most unserious, and I mean, bro, like we
Hey,
can't be
those
that
be the one.
disrespectful.
Those be the dudes that's be hooping.
That's what I'm saying, man. Those dudes be be nigga the hoop, but he's skinny as hell, man. He's gonna have to get in that fucking gym. Like he's gonna have to take some shit, that they put in Giannis, bro, and put it inside of him. Pause. But big pause, jeez. Anyways, yeah, and then the rest of the draft kind of went how I thought it was gonna go. Many people are bringing up that Philly pick. I'm not. The Philly shit doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how many goddamn point guards do they have? Like
20.
Jeez, like
Too many, man.
Hey,
And-
man.
And they got a man. They got a man who got. He don't even have his own knees over there as a big man, man.
Hey, man. All I gotta say is, man, they better hope they not they better hope they don't see that goddamn New York Knicks in the playoffs again, because them niggas get built again, bro. And then Lakers pick. I'm okay. I gotta say this before we end this video. the Los Angeles Lakers, every time they have a draft, every time, I feel like it's like, oh man, we got the sleeper pick. Like, oh man, y'all should have let us get this. It was a shit with Dalton Connect. It was this shit. It was this shit with Carr this season. It's like, bro, we do this shit every year, man. And I'm not buying it, man. I think this year I'm be on the hate watch, bro. And I really don't like hate watching rookies, but I'm be on the hate watch, man. Not because of him, just because of the franchise. So overall, this was a really eventful draft. Um, had some moments, like seeing a brother. I ain't gonna lie. I do got to say this, and I know this is very Stephen A. Smith of me. The guy's suits were pretty nice, man, and AJ DeBonsa put that shit on, bro. I'm not gonna cap. Very confident, like he kind of outmogged Darren Peterson, like in terms of looks, bro. Cause the fit, like the fit was tough. It was number one. It wasn't that LeBron James, 2003 Zion Williamson baggy ass shit. Nah, bro, just put that shit on, bro. So shout out to the brothers that showed out, man. And yeah, looking forward to an eventful season next season because I think this is one of the better draft classes. I don't know if it's 1996 level, but I mean the fact that he glossed over 2003 was just kind of crazy to me. But we're gonna let it rock.
Hey man, I gotta talk about some picks that didn't really get I feel like I don't know highlighted by the media. Man, Braden Burries, that's the 10th pick to the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I liked him.
That brother's a bucket.
I like that pick.
That brother's a bucket, man. He's a bucket. Spurs pick, I rock with it with Jay. I don't know how you say his last name.
They got a nickname for him. They got a nickname.
Oh yeah, the Predator. The Predator.
We're not calling him that shit, man.
Yeah, nah. I like that pick. Man. Like the brother he's really good defensively, and he's a good.
He fits in with their culture.
He kind of has like that Kent. He kind of has like that Kenneth Faried type of energy, but he's very injury prone though.
You got to be careful with that.
You kind of they kind of just took a risk on him. So,
but like I say, he fits in with the culture.
Yeah,
he niggas was playing.
He definitely fits with the culture. So. Yeah, definitely. And then they just got a old boy from UConn, Tars Reed. I'm surprised he fell that low, cause he's double machine. So, they definitely got a lot of big man help for Wemby. That was really nice. Another Grizzlies pick, Karim Lopez. He's the first. Was he the first Mexican?
Oh, the Grizzlies. They were moving back in the draft class, right? They kept on trading back out.
Yeah, they traded all the way back to the 21st pick, and they got Karim Lopez. He's the first Mexican-born basketball player to go in the first round. I saw his highlight tape. I'm not gonna lie. I like what I'm seeing. He's definitely a lot of raw potential.
You taking ass for it or not yet?
No. I got to see him on the NBA level yet, but I definitely like what I'm seeing. An international guy who played in the pros as a teenager or as a younger at a younger age. That definitely moves me and shows me that he definitely has the potential to make some noise in the league. But yeah, I've definitely been hearing or really seeing a lot in his tape. He's kind of reminiscent of Aaron Gordon with less athleticism. And
so not Aaron
the
Gordon.
High end. Yeah, so not Aaron Gordon, but
people give people confidence. They be like, but without the hand on. I'm like, okay, so not the play.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, that's how I feel when you brought up the Cam Boozer to Charles Barkley. I was like, how? I said Charles Barkley's an athlete. What are we talking about?
He's trying to move like him a little bit, in my opinion.
I don't think so at
all.
all.
That goddamn athletic, but you act like this nigga was jumping over niggas like Jordan.
Charles Barkley, dude, he was 6'5".
Athletic though.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's more of a position guy. Like he was using his body and his positioning. He wasn't like jumping over niggas.
Oh, what's Michael Jordan trainer name? Tim Grover. He said that Charles Barkley was the most athletic person he ever trained. He said he was more athletic than Jordan. I'm
supposed to believe him.
Dog. In order to be a 6'4" power forward,
but like
double-digit rebounds.
Niggas acting like this nigga's moving like Zion, bro. Like, nah, bro, nah.
Well, that was Zion's comp. Zion's comp was
you were right. Niggas were saying that. Niggas were saying, but I think niggas were saying that because he was 6'6". I don't think them niggas.
And he was athletic as hell.
I mean, but like he was like freak, like general, like he was like Zion Williamson, LeBron James, like once in a generational type athleticism. It wasn't like
I agree with
yeah.
that,
So
but I ain't trying to be that guy, man.
no,
But
that's bullshit.
go watch some Charles Barkley tape, man.
Bro,
Go watch the 1993 finals or
he
something.
wasn't even that athletic then. You like missing the like he was more athletic on the 76ers.
He was still athletic
I mean,
though.
he was alright. I mean, well,
He wasn't
he
Zion
took too
though.
many
I'm
jump
sorry,
shots
bro.
from me, man. Like that nigga,
I mean, he's the worst jump shooter of all
yeah, that
time.
nigga's brains was that nigga brain was rot, bro. Jeez. They cannot have him in analytical like basketball nowadays. Niggas would be on his head. They'd be calling him Julius Randle. But go on, Jay.
Eesh. But yeah, man, I like Lopez. Watching his tape, he's very physical around around the rim. So I definitely can see where they give the Aaron Gordon comp set. So I mean, he's definitely he's a raw prospect. So hopefully Isla
Hey man, everybody starts
develops
off
him
raw.
really well. Yeah, but yeah, he'll be 19 like this entire season. So
It's crazy. These
young
niggas are younger than us.
potential.
Like I still can't get over
Yeah,
that.
that's
I'm
so
really
crazy,
on.
man. Like a lot of these guys are 19, 18, and it's crazy, man. But yeah, I mean,
You
I
feeling?
rock with Cameron Carr.
You feeling it? You feeling the Memphis picks?
Yeah, I think it was a good draft. I thought
Set yourself up for disappointment.
when Climate, traded back
You
for
gonna
all
miss
those
it.
second round picks, I
Mr.
thought they were going to be.
Pessimistic.
I thought they were going to be a this year draft, but let's see, Climate traded back for what 5 first? I mean, not 5 first, 5 second round picks.
Yeah.
And he just used 3 of them to
He's got to hit on one of them, bro. Like got to hit on one of them.
He's got to. I would be hella disappointed if we end up being like the freaking Pistons and drafting the Darko Milicic of the draft out of like the first 5 picks. Like I don't know how I feel, man. Like I'm not even trying to bring that energy in. I'm not trying to bring the energy in, but if that day were to come, bro, I think I don't know, man.
But like
I don't know what happened.
But like was he really highly touted like in college? Like
No,
it was
wasn't.
a surprise pick.
no.
It was definitely surprising.
Yeah, so I don't think it's not happening.
But yeah, I like what we did. I really do. I'm interested to see because a lot of people are already kind of writing off Cam Boozer and not really moved by the pick anyway. So hey man, I want to be here.
I think it wasn't even really the pick. My thing was like the fact that they was putting him next to Ja Morant. And I'm like, okay, like are these niggas even gonna play together? You know what I mean?
They're not. They're not. But,
Man,
but I said
so
this. I
hard
think
to
that
make
Cam Boozer has the highest floor and the lowest ceiling of like any of the lottery picks. Like I think he's gonna be a good player, but I just don't see special. I don't see any special.
For some reason, I'm feeling like 15, 16 points per game.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good player, but that's not special.
Hey man, I mean we shall see. But
So like, are you using a top 3 pick for that? Like that was my thing. Like my thing is,
we pretty much had to take him at 3. He was either going 3 or 4.
I would have liked the Caleb Wilson pick. I thought that.
Caleb Wilson,
that was.
He's also.
I knew that they weren't going.
He's also too raw for me on offense. Like he has like I don't know. His footwork is kind of terrible to me. But
yeah, I also don't like how folks were saying he was much quicker than Cam Boozer when Cam Boozer everything he did was faster than Caleb Wilson. So
but Caleb Wilson is like he's way more freakishly athletic. So I give him that.
Yeah, he is.
And they could be snatch blocking and
man,
chase
if the
down
Bulls
blocking.
just get shooting, if the Bulls like get a great shooting coach on their team, they could be a really nice team.
I feel like the Bulls have been in purgatory for the longest.
Yeah, I mean,
the Sacramento Kings of the East.
Billy Donovan been disappointing coaching that team. I mean, but I guess that's what happened when you have Zach LaVine and freaking DeMar
Billy
DeRozan
Donovan is still
starting
coaching in
your team.
2026. Wow.
No,
he's not on that team no more.
Oh,
I don't know.
Good riddance.
Who the
I was
head
gonna
coach
say.
is, but
Billy Donovan, he shouldn't even have a job anymore.
Hey,
he should be unemployed on the street. Like I should be seeing him on the streets of Memphis. That's crazy.
Hey, the nigga shouldn't have had a job after that.
That's what I'm saying.
Job in Oklahoma City.
That's what I'm saying. Like
nigga pissing me off.
The nigga was basically like, hey, Russ, KD, just go ISO. Like that's not basketball, bro.
But hey, man, I think it's about time to go ahead and wrap up the video.
No, we got one more topic.
Oh yeah, I forgot. GTA 6 is finally on the way after a long-awaited time. And the discourse, it's been a little mixed.
That shit come out tomorrow.
Everybody's been hyped, man. But of course, we got some of those people. Once the price of GTA 6 came out, they've been hating on the game. Now they're asking, oh, it's too overpriced, this and that. So GTA, 6. The standard edition will come out at $79.99 on PlayStation 5, basically on new gen, and the Ultimate Edition will come out at
Hold
$99.
on, I gotta stop you there. We're not calling this shit new gen. Like we've been in a PlayStation 5 era since 2020. This has been 6 years going on 7. No joke. We're not calling this shit new gen. It's current gen. It's current gen. Anybody that has a PS4 and the Lord and Savior year of 2026 is not serious/real. I'm sorry.
Hey man, you'd be surprised at how many people still got a PS4.
I know how many people still have PS. I know family members that have it. Like I'm not like I ain't lying to you.
But yeah, man. I mean, I've been waiting for GTA 6 for a minute, man. Like a lot of stuff is going on while we've been waiting for that. But I mean, GTA they kind of always been like that. Like with GTA 5, it took a minute for them to come out with that.
Well, no, GTA 5 was only 5 years.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, but
Their gaps have like max been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but this gap, I mean, they gotta drop a banger with how long it's
I mean,
been.
it's pretty much.
GTA 5 came out in 2013.
I think it's pretty much guaranteed.
It's pretty much guaranteed. Like, have you not seen the trailers and photos? Like,
Oh yeah, I've been
like-
moved by the trailers, the cities. It's
once I
huge,
heard the theme,
and-
I was like the main theme of the
yeah,
game. I
like,
was like, yeah, it's gonna be another because
Like, that's the thing about
like-
that's the thing about GTA
dude,
is that
GTA 5. I gotta get this out. GTA 5, the theme, the location, the story mode didn't really resonate with me. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't really play the game that much anyway. But you know, it didn't resonate with me, man. Like, I didn't think the characters are great. I told this with Bardo. I was like, Franklin is cool, Trevor is ass, Michael is good, but you know, it wasn't like Nico, it wasn't like CJ. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like this game, you know, with at least a story mode. I'm not talking about online, but like with at least a story mode, they have a lot more potential than whatever the fuck they were doing in 2013.
Thanks.
Niggas were sitting on their asses, low key.
I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment when it comes to the story mode.
I think the story mode's gonna be fire. It's already got a better plot than me.
Definitely. And it's bigger.
The Bonnie and Clyde shit, y'all move by that?
That shit fire. That shit, and you know there's gonna be a twist. That shit fire.
I think they already said that the characters from GTA 5 is like gonna make an appearance in there too.
We good.
I think.
We're good.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
don't need that.
We don't need
We need the retired Franklin's voice actor and all like Michael. We don't need them. But you know, they still need to get their checks. So I respect it.
Damn, you really don't fuck with that.
I'm just hating, bro. I'm just hating. It's a good game. GTA 5 story is a good game.
But yeah, man. Is there anything else you gotta say about GTA 6, Buffy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Let me work out, bro. ISO, you know. What's the little Kobe? ISO. I do want to say this. All the people that are like complaining about the price, it's $80 for a game. Now I know that's like crazy to some people. Inflation tells you that the price of this game is actually going to be cheaper than the price of GTA 5. So take that in with a grain of salt. Also, I want people to understand the base game for a new standard game on a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X console is $70. That's only a $10 increase from that. This is a game we've been waiting for how many years? 13? We've been waiting on this game for 13 years. Over a decade. This game's going to have hella storage. It's probably going to take up most of the storage on your console. So all the people that are complaining about, hey man, I'm not paying $80 for a video game. All I got to tell you is we're not paying $80 for a video game. We're paying $100, my nigga. We're paying $100. Get your money up. Don't get your funny up. That's all I got to say, bro. That's all I got to say. We're paying for Ultimate. We're not paying for the base standard game. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Let's go ahead and end it off on that, man. I like that, man. I'll talk your talk, Buffy. Tell them to get their money up, man.
Hold on. We cannot end it off with that. Can I play devil's advocate? Because I do agree with everything that you said. Let me play devil's advocate. Some people are talking about. I think a big reason why people are complaining about the price is due to inflation. Is due to the fact that niggas are broke. They can't afford the shit. What is your don't you have some type of compassion for the people that probably just can't afford the shit because they just struggling right now?
This is why we have game share. You better hit up your homeboy. You better hit up your family members. This is why we have game share. Hit up one of them.
Shit, game shit. I have an excellent counterpoint to that. GTA 5 has been out since 2013. I was born in the 2000s, right? I'm 20 years old now, huh? So it, anybody that has experienced GTA 5 at its peak of its powers, right? You are old enough to have a job. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, I'm unemployed. Hey, hey man, can my girl
I'm
buy
not
me
really
this?
talking about them, but
I'm talking about them, bro. Like all the people that's complaining about the price. It's like, dude. First of all, how many hours are people gonna put into this game? That's my biggest question. Because I feel like a lot of people are gonna put in more than 200 hours. So keep it a being. A lot of people that's gonna buy this game is gonna put in more than 200 hours. So I feel like it's worth the return on investment if you just spend 100 now. Which I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of Rockstar's definitely they definitely got a scam on their hand. But I'm still paying for the game regardless, like full price. But just pay for the game and then get your money up, bro. I don't see what the issue is. Like, it's a get or don't get game. And people are gonna be, the PC niggas. I feel sorry for them. It's like you got a PC but you ain't got a console in 2026. And you're gonna be waiting on GTA 5 or GTA 6 for I wanna say 2028. So those niggas gonna be suffering. I did that feel bad for PC gamers, man. Those niggas are in the mud. So hey man,
man, just
kudos.
go and buy you a console, man. Lay away that shit or something.
Well,
They got.
Well,
Hey, that's another
they
thing.
should have been
I
did
ain't mean to
that.
cut you off. There are so many dog. There's so many ways to access quick money right now. Man, go ahead and get you layaway. Go download Dave or something. Get you access to some cash, $500. Go ahead and buy you a console, man. Stop bitching.
hey man, start betting,
It's
bro.
really not that
Start
deep.
betting. Putting them parlays, bro.
Hey man, you could have made 800K off of betting off of the World Cup, bro. Niggas could have made 800K betting $100 off of Messi, Haaland, and Mbappe scoring 2 goals. That could have been that could have been GTA 6 right there.
Bro. I don't know if y'all seen the tweet I sent in the group chat. It was like, you think Neymar's gonna get a goal, bro? I dead ass almost laughed, bro. Like I dead ass almost cried in my room. That shit was
I
disgusting.
love Neymar, but it's over, man.
It's over, bro. It's over. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. It's a long-winded video, but we had a lot to talk about. If you made it this far, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment on the video, and stay tuned for the next one.